Welcome everybody back. Today is the day. I got on the blue. You guys know what I'm about to do. Hit the intro. Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. Welcome back guys. So today we're going to install the rear BBK on my Q50 non-sport. So I already checked some of my other videos. Hopefully I put the cards up. I pretty much had how I prepped the calipers, I purchased the rotors, and all the necessary equipment to be able to install these rear BBK. Some of you guys are gonna jump in and say, well, Boost, you're not doing the front ones today? No, I'm actually not. I'm taking my time with this, with the stuff that's going around. I just want to take my time and do everything small portion by small portion. Everything will come together. So otherwise than that, guys, let's jump into it. Let's go. Now, my advice to some of you guys is to always check your brake fluid before you start this. Reason being is we're going to lose a little bit of brake fluid here. So I'm going to get a breaker bar. In a few videos, what people have done was put the breaker bar or bar to slightly press on the brake pedal. So I'm gonna do that later so that I don't lose any brake fluid. It's like it closes something in the brake master cylinder so that the fluid just won't just drain out. So I'm gonna do that a little later, but I just wanted to speak about it now. Okay, I know you guys want to look at these puny rotors. All right, so of course I'm just gonna briefly say it on video. Unfortunately, I do not have wheel chucks because we're gonna do one corner at a time. Usually I would recommend doing both corners, well, both rears at the same time, but I'm gonna do one quarter at a time because I don't have wheel chucks so the car won't roll. Also on top of that, once I use a jack stand and a jack at the proper lifting points, take off the wheel. And take off the wheel, do not have the handbrake on. If you have the handbrake on, it'll be very hard to remove the assembly. Okay, so guys, I'm just gonna fast forward to everything off. Okay, now this is gonna be our setup. Jack stand on, got the regular jack there just in case. All right, the first bolt is going to be a 19 millimeter. There's going to be two of them, one right here for the bracket, and there's going to be one down here. I don't know if you guys can see it, for the other side of the bracket. Now once I remove this, it's going to be a little bit hard because I don't have as much room. You may be a little tough. You can put a hammer here that helps break it up a little bit, and maybe a breaker bar, but you need to go down on a downstroke to break some of the torque. Once I'm finished that's going to allow me to remove this whole caliper out and put it up here to the side. Then I'm going to move on to the rotor. So I recommend you guys to remove the 12 millimeter bolt here, because when I'm trying to put the 19 on this bolt, this is just not giving me enough leeway. So if I remove this, remove a lot of allows me to be able to put the proper leverage on that bolt. So I'm gonna do that next. All right, so the next thing I did was use my breaker bar. This is all regular hand tools. It was actually a 14 millimeter that I used to take off the caliper, and this 19 millimeter to take off the back bolts. So I had to use the breaker bar and go this direction. That allowed me to break this one loose. And for the bottom one that was right here, I just went pretty much down on the angle like that, and I broke it loose. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey, guys. So let me move to the next part. Now that I got the bracket off, got the caliper up there, now we're gonna move on to the rotor. I can put a flathead within here, and from what it is said is if you this should be like it's a silicone here covering it. So I'm just, oh man, well pretty much you're supposed to put a screw in here, and the screws will screw in and it'll push it against. But what I'm just gonna end up doing is using the breaker bar and just hammering it from the back, and that should just pop up a lot of the rust because it's pretty much fused here because of the rust and everything. Or you hit a slap hammer. So yep, let me just do that quickly, and this should be off in 1, 2, 3. All right, so I got off the rear rotors. Now here's the crazy thing about this, right? Take a look. The rotor outside didn't look too bad. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look too bad. but the inside was really bad. This is all raised and scoring and heating, and oh my god. But I had to use you can use a dead blow, but I used this heavy breaker bar, and I hit against the rotor. Hit against the rotor edge really hard until the point that it came off, because you got to get it off. You got to get it off somehow. So now I'm gonna go put on the new rotor, and nope, I gotta cut and bend this part. But you know what I'm gonna try to do first? I'm gonna see if I can bend this all the way back as much as I can. I might not be able to because of this, so I might have to just do some cutting. And also, from what I saw in plenty of people's videos, I'm gonna have to cut some of this edge up here too, because the way the caliper goes in, this is gonna be in the way. That side's fine, but this side is gonna be in the way, so I'm gonna have to cut some of this here. So let me get my shears and let me see what I can do. So I measured it out, and I'm gonna cut about this much from there. This much. I'm gonna use my metal shears. Is going to be kind of hard to cut, and guys, be careful with this, because once you cut this edge, you can cut yourself. I've done this in the past on other cars, so please do not do this. All right, I'm only going to cut this side up and across, like about that. I may go and start flaring these edges a little bit so I can move them up too, rather than cut all off, because I'd rather not have it cut all the way around, knowing I could just put little slits in it and bend it backwards rather than have the sharp edges showing. So I'm gonna move forward and I'm gonna show you the result. All right, so that's how much I removed from there. That should be able to allow the caliper to clear. Now what I'm gonna do is cut an edge here, here, just around. That's gonna allow me to flare the splash shield or dust shield backwards, and so that the rotor could clear. Okay, so this is the example of what I did. I made cuts in it, and then I'm bending it back. Some of you guys, you can cut these off, and that's fine, but I don't want those sharp edges all right here, because these edges are not that sharp compared to when you cut it with the shear. So I'm just bending it back. Well, you could use a pliers or anything to just bend it back once you cut it, or you can use the shear itself. But I'm gonna push this back, and the next thing we're gonna do is put on the rotor. Yes. So briefly in this part of the video, I'm going to show you guys how I pretty much brake clean the rotors. Grab the brake cleaner. I got it from AutoZone, of course. And what we're gonna do literally is just spray it. You want to get all the you want to be able to get all that excess off of it. It's gonna dry up relatively quick. Same thing here. Okay, and you're gonna do the same thing here. Understand it's gonna dry up quick too. Once again, be careful on your edges, because the edges of these rotors could cut your hands. So try your best not to cut it there. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the next side too. So guys, what I'm gonna do next is now bolt up the caliper. We're gonna use this caliper. Remember guys, the bleeder has to be aiming up, okay? So it has to be aiming up. Now we're still not finished. What we're gonna have to do now is install this, take off the old line, but like I told you guys before, we're gonna use a pole to hold the brake pedal a little bit so we don't lose too much fluid. And yep, I'm gonna fast forward because you guys know how to bolt this up. I use the breaker bar and I move the seat forward to hold the brake a little bit down, about maybe an inch. So we'll see if that helps us out. Take a look. So this is where I'm at. I bolted back up. This is the passenger caliper. Bleeder is going up. Also, now I'm going to remove the brake hose banjo bolt, and it's going to be a 12 millimeter. I'm going to, the millimeter one to the back of here is a 10, but if you guys bought this without this, you don't have to deal with that. I'm going to take this out. It's going to start to drip. The pistons are already pushed back in this with the brake pads and everything in my last videos. So now I'm gonna swap it over with the new banjo bolts. It may leak a little bit, but let's see if I don't lose too much brake fluid. Hopefully it doesn't get too messy. All right, so we have it in. Yes guys, this is the old caliper, and that little trick that I just did by pushing the brake pedal about an inch, shout out to the YouTuber that definitely showed that in the video. I lost pretty much no brake fluid. It's actually great. Take a look. See, that's the banjo bolt, And with the stock lines, I'm not upgrading that to SS lines. I just don't want to. Doesn't make sense for me. I'm not gonna do it, guys. What I am gonna do later on is upgrade to a 5.1 brake fluid, a 5.1. So I'm gonna do that later down the line. But as of right now, I'm not doing that. And also for you guys who want to know the different sizes of the stock banjo bolt versus the OEM, take a look. There's the difference. Here's the OEM. OEM is the taller one, and the one for the BBK is the shorter one right here. See, this is for you guys. Gonna need this for all of them, all four. All right. So let me move forward. Wow, brake fluid is just coming out of that. I don't want to kill the earth. Don't want to kill the earth. So guys, let me move forward, and I'm gonna start to. I'm pretty much almost done. I just gotta bleed it now. At least this side. So let me, you know what? I'm gonna show that in a different video. Let's continue with the install, and we're gonna do the bleeding process in a different video. Sorry guys, but let's continue with the installation. So this side is actually installed too. Didn't take too long because I already had the tools. Literally, this is all the tools I use, barely any much. But right now I'm gonna go and swap over this over to there, and you guys gotta check my other video when I'm gonna bleed the rear system and the initial drive. But otherwise than that, everybody, I do appreciate the time that you devote to me, see me, and pretty much the closeout video. Look how far we came, guys. We started from plastic dip on junkyard calipers. We even used oven cleaner, oven cleaner, guys. And then we removed all the plastic dip, and then we started applying 3 layers of primer, then 3 layers of paint, and then we got a Akebono sticker and applied 3 layers of clear coat. It came out really good in this pretty much homemade DIY kit. So guys, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys so much. Hit the like button. Check you in the next one. Thank you everybody for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.